Well, good day, friends. I'm Franky, and this is the Think Tank. So I thought today we should probably take a little bit of a look at the information that came out last night. There has been a car now that they're looking for, a white car. There's a footprint. I'm still looking for that. And there is also some people that they might be looking at as suspects that they were not looking for before. So I do have a little bit to look at. There's also some footage taken from, Banfield, I think it's called, that does show around 3 a.m. Well, maybe we'll start with that, about 3 a.m. in that field, and you can see the kid's place behind it. So let's take a look.
Okay, is there a reason why you didn't stop back there?
Yeah.
Well, we saw him talking to him, so we didn't know. Yeah.
Okay, well, he yelled at you guys and then turned around because he walked up on him. I yelled at you guys, you didn't stop.
Oh, I did not hear you.
Right,
Yeah.
well, let's walk back over here, okay?
Sure.
So it's looking like the house is fairly lit up. This would be it back here. So we just have to watch this house, what happens. Sadly, those rooms can be seen from quite a distance. Oh, I'm going to take that back a hair. Okay, so we've got a couple windows here, and this looks like the third floor. And now that would be where Maddi and Kaylee were sleeping. Spooky, isn't it? Well, yeah, really, that light is still on. Yeah, this is body cam footage from the cop that went out there for that noise violation. So that's that. Now let's see where this is coming from. I'll hook you up with this as well. Hello, Lifton. Hello, Mexi. Okay.
The videos show officers on patrol in Moscow, Idaho, in the early morning hours of November 13th, around the time investigators believe Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves were killed in a home near the University of Idaho.
Taking out 21.
Yeah.
In one video, officers are seen issuing citations
This is
to
the same
teens for underage
footage we
drinking.
just
An
seen.
apartment complex across the street from the victim's home is visible, just steps away from the officers. Investigators say the people in the videos have been cleared, and the incidents have nothing to do with the murders. But they've released the video, hoping someone familiar with the area is able to spot something, anything out of place.
It can be used from a historic standpoint. That information could potentially become relevant later in the investigation because you just never know.
It comes as detectives announce they need help locating a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra, like this one spotted near the murder scene. Investigators believe the driver or any possible passengers may have critical information to share regarding this.
So we'll go back here for a second.
From a historic standpoint, that information. Oh,
It comes as detectives announce they need help locating a white 2011.
So what's interesting about this car is Mexi and I have been talking about this white car since about 3 days after this happened. So I'd be really interested. They not know that that car was sitting at the bottom of the drive, and that's where it was. It was at the bottom of this drive, and there was reports that there was a suspicious car in the area at that time. So yeah, I don't know.
To 2013 Hyundai Elantra, like this one spotted near the murder scene. Investigators believe the driver or any possible passengers may have critical information to share regarding this case.
that can mean a number of things. It could be that they have eliminated all the cars in the proximity of the victim house. This could be just an elimination. It could be a witness, or it could be a suspect.
So I'll go back a little bit more. I somehow got freaking cactus in my face, guys. So anyways, down here is where that car was parked, in this area here. And that's what they're saying, allegedly. Back.
It could be a witness, or it could be a suspect.
Investigators do not have the car's license plate number, and no suspects have been named. Ickedmel, ABC News, New York.
Okay.
For the first time since the shocking.
All right. So I was literally watering plants, not paying attention at all, and ran my face across my cactus. Now we've seen this, so I'm just going to get rid of that for now. Yeah, it's they're looking for the car. There's a footprint that a couple of days after this happened, somebody reported there being, I'm not going to go there yet. Somebody reported somebody looking in their windows, and they were able to get a footprint. I know, Mexi. Don't ask. So, yeah, there is a few things that are really interesting about this case right now. The white car. Where the hell is Jack? I know, Lifton. Leave it to me. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Yeah.
That the victims were killed. Some were more severe than the other. And this week we heard the target attack walk back and then reverse her back to it being a target attack. What can you tell us about the targeted attack?
They have told us that it was targeted, but they told us they can't tell who. We asked specifically, and they said, we'll try to get that information to you. And they got back to us a day or so later, and they said, we're sorry, we can't give you that information. But then a day later, we saw in the news that it was not targeted, or they think the whole house was targeted. But
I'll cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Their means of death don't match.
Maddi's
They don't.
and Kaylee's cause of death, it does not match based on the autopsy report.
They don't match.
yeah,
Would indicate that one of them.
He doesn't have
may
to go
have
up
been
the
a target.
steps. Let's stop playing games, guys. I need somebody to step up and be an alpha. Be somebody to be a leader. Don't make me do it. I don't want to do it. He doesn't have to go up the steps. Their points of damage don't match. I'm just gonna say it. Wasn't leaked to me. I earned that. I paid for that funeral. I paid for that. It's my right. You ain't taking that from me.
Calm down.
If you don't want to say nothing, that's your bet. But don't say I'm leaking anything. I paid that bill. Sent my daughter to college to get an education. She came back in the box, and I can speak on that.
If you are type 2 and
Okay.
take metformin, well, check your feet and legs for these two things.
I think
All right. So, yeah, you know, the family is getting pretty darn cranky. And sadly, I do wish that they would stop pushing so much, because what they're asking for could literally hurt this case. And I mean, I feel for these people in a big way. I feel for these people, but I would hate to see, this guy likes to talk, and he definitely seems like an alpha. He doesn't need the information in my mind, because I do believe he will share it and jeopardize it. So that's just my opinion. Okay. So investigators in the killings of 4 University of Idaho students are searching for at least one person they believe was inside a white sedan seen near the crime scene around the time of the deaths last month. A 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra was spotted in the immediate area of the off-campus home where the students were unalived in the early hours of November 13th. Moscow police said in a statement Wednesday, information about this vehicle came from, it says, 1,000 tips police have received in this case. Investigators believe the occupants of this vehicle may have critical information to share regarding this case, the police statement said, noting it had no license plate. But you know what? Hopefully the town of Moscow does have enough street corner cameras and doorbell cameras that they're going to be able to track this car. Like I said, Mexi and I were discussing this car 3 days after this happened. So I'm truly hoping that they knew about it as well. So nearly a month after the homicides, authorities have not named a suspect or located a weapon. Still, investigators maintain they have made progress, but cannot share details, which is absolutely fair enough. Okay, boom. Thank you. Got it. Much appreciated. So let's see here. Victims belong, they have also, this is what's interesting. That we were talking about, and they also understandably so wanted all those belongings back. But now you're hearing chit chat saying, okay, well, if the police need to go in that house, it's now compromised because people were going through there. They are saying that there's like a registry of people that are coming and going with these items. But at the same time, I would hate for that to be something that they could throw at us as far as not getting justice for these kids. Can I say rest in peace to Christy Alley, one of my faves. So as they work to figure out who unalived the students, police have built a timeline of what they were doing in the hours leading up to their deaths and what happened before the police were called. So all 4, as we know, had been out doing what college kids do. They were going to the bars, they were going to parties. Ethan and Xana were at the fraternity house, and we know it says that everybody was home by 2 a.m. We know that Kaylee and Maddi got home, they're saying at 1:56. Later that morning, 2 surviving roommates summoned friends to the residence because they believed one of the second floor victims had passed out and was not waking up. So I think we actually did a live on this, and this situation is explainable. It is the survivor's phone, but they weren't doing so well. They bolted out of that house and into that front yard where they call it a front yard where they park their cars. And people seen them losing their crap. And they took over the phone and started talking to 911. Meanwhile, someone else was calling basically their friends from the fraternity house. Ethan's twin brother, well, they're triplets. He was also at that fraternity house. So they were just making sure that they all got there. I don't know. It doesn't sound like anybody went past like a certain spot and then they left. And I don't think that everyone was just walking through the house. So 2 of the victims were found by responding officers on the 2nd floor and 2 are on the 3rd floor. No signs of SA. So let's see here. Hello, Dandy. Let's see. Let's go up here. Yeah, there is lots and yet nothing. So let's take a look at this. Thanks, Mexi. You should come on.
You don't want to
Sorry, I want to get this.
We don't want we don't want to put our investigation in jeopardy by releasing what we have. There's always a balance between what you're willing to release versus what you're trying to gather. We told the public very clearly from the beginning that we're looking for a knife. We've told the public very clearly from the beginning that we believe it was a targeted attack. I mean, to be honest, you're going to have to trust us on that at this point, because we're not going to release why we think that.
Are investigators looking at any possible connection to an unsolved double stabbing in the Salem, Oregon area about 1.5 years ago? Specifically, 2 people stabbed in their home in the middle of the night, long knife, no suspect at this point. 1 died, 1 survived.
I think we're looking at every avenue, and we have other agencies reaching out to us with other cases and stuff that we are doing follow up on, and we will continue to follow up on those.
Are you aware of that case?
I actually had a tip come in on that case, and I forwarded it to our tip line.
All right.
If you are type 2.
Okay. So, yeah. Tips are coming in and they're making a little bit of headway. I think this car is important. There's, oh my goodness. We've looked at that. So I am going to put this out really quick. So this comes from the FBI and it is tips.fbi.gov. This is where you would get the information to the FBI. This is what the form looks like. It looks like it's basic. And I just thought I would pass it on, show what it looks like. And anybody with information, it would be awesome if you could fill out one of these forms and see if this can't be solved, because it's getting scary for that area. I mean, these are school kids. That's the thing of it. Okay, yeah. I'm going to do that now. We're still snow. What are you guys getting? It's a little bit warmer today, but Okay. So a college student recently reported strange near which less than a mile away from the residence where the 4 University of Idaho students were fatally stabbed last month. The Moscow Police Department's press log says a 911 call was made Wednesday by a student to report a suspicious person circumstance at a residence on Sweet Avenue, which is not far from the 1122 King Road residence where Kaylee, Madison, Ethan, and Xana were found. Footsteps in the snow up to her back patio that were not there when she left for class at 1300. Meanwhile, Moscow police have reported an increase in 911 calls following the deaths of these kids. I guess they're young adults. I shouldn't call them kids, but realistically, to me, I'm not a spring chicken. They're kids. They had a long way to go yet. So, since November 13th, the department has received 78 calls for unusual circumstance and 36 requests to check the welfare of loved ones, an increase from 70 and 18 respectively. The police continue to investigate the killings. They have asked the community for help with tips. No suspect has been identified as of yet. Okay, we know that it's a fixed blade knife. They're saying that it's probably the K-bar, and they happened to the local stores looking for anyone who had possibly found one, or sorry, sold one of those. And let's see here. Hello. So, okay, leave it to me. So let's see here. The police continue. Oh, yeah, we know that it's a fixed blade knife thought to be the K-bar. One of the victim's family members expressed concern before the Wednesday night candlelight vigil to honor the 4 students. He spoke with ABC News. Kaylee Guncalves' father, Steve, said, "My wife's biggest fear, part of the reason we did not have a funeral, is because she couldn't be guaranteed that the monster was not going to be there." In a recent statement, University of Idaho President Scott Green addressed concerns students had about returning to the campus. Let's see here. We have heard from many of you about how you hope we will proceed as a university after fall break. Each idea, concern, and fear has been heard and being considered. As such, faculty has been able to prepare an in-person teaching and remote learning options so that the students can choose their method of engagement. And you know what? I think that's fair. I think that's fair. You know, these are young adults. Hello, Perry. Welcome. These kids, they need to feel safe. They absolutely do. And I wouldn't be feeling safe quite yet. We got going here. Okay. We won't go to that because it does seem to be live right now. Police in Moscow, Idaho began to remove some of the victim's personal items from the house where the university students were killed, are now looking to speak with the occupants of that 2011-2013 Hyundai Elantra that was in the immediate area. We were discussing this. That immediate area, from what we heard, was just at the end of the driveway here. And we were talking about this a few minutes ago. This is great that they're doing this, and it sounds like they are keeping track of who goes where to keep the integrity of this crime scene. They don't want any kind of mistrial or anything along those lines. It's a freaking hat day, guys. So it's been nearly a month since roommates Kaylee and Madison, Xana, and Ethan were unalived. No suspect has been identified. And we do know that both the roommates that were on the bottom floor have been cleared. Okay. So this is the Idaho Statesman, if I remember correctly. This might be the young girl that is getting her degree from the university. So from what we were looking at from that footage, it almost looks to me, I mean, give me your ideas, I'd love to hear them, that these two windows were kind of lit up. And then it looked like this window was kind of lit up. And we do know that that is probably the room that the girls were sleeping in, because they did say Maddi's room. This would have been Kaylee's room at one time. We're not sure if the bed was dismantled, if it had no sheets, if everything was packed up, because she wasn't staying there any longer. So, and this is the one that leads on to the upper deck. This one has a window on either side. So, as law enforcement's resources rotate, nearing 4 weeks, can you believe that? Since the 4 University of Moscow, Idaho students were stabbed to death, the investigation remains firmly in the hands of the Moscow Police Department. They are presently 31 sworn officers, and it sounds like they have shifted their priorities. Of them, 29 members of various ranks include 4 detectives and 24 patrol officers, plus 5 of its 10 support staff. That same afternoon, a call was quickly made to the Idaho State Police, FBI, to request assistance. Soon after that, 44 FBI investigators and agents were assigned. I believe the third call was to the state police, asking them for aid. The last week, as the investigation transitioned into a more analytical phase, patrol officers returned to more regular duties. Law enforcement resources are shuffled. Today, the Moscow police forces assigned resources entail 6 detectives with 5 supporting staff, 48 FBI and 30 ISP members, plus the forensics. So this homicide did claim the lives of 4 students: Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. So this is their house right here. Not sure if I can get this any bigger. So this is the house here, and this here is the sorority house. And basically right in here is where the camera footage comes from, where they believe that a car may have where they believe, okay, let's do this a little bit. Okay, so where they believe the car would have been is right down in here somewhere. No, correct me. Right down in here, right at the bottom of their driveway. Am I seeing this right, guys? I think. Queen and King. King Road. So they put it right in the middle. So now I'm questioning myself. Because we know that there's trees all the way up. And they are on King and Queen. Leaving me to believe this would be them? Because that's not them. Okay, so it's a 25% scale down at this point. Moscow Police Chief James Fry speaks at the news conference held in Moscow last month. He is right on it. I don't believe he is missing a beat. I know they're not putting a lot out, but like I said, I think they have to kind of take care of this case a little bit too, right? Okay, so this is, once again, this is the City of Moscow, their page. And I would recommend any information you want, this is the spot. This is where I kind of look for any kind of updates. And they're on it. Okay, so this is from, I have never seen a case. I know a lot of people are shooting down, but I have honestly not seen a case that they give like these daily updates. I think it's impressive. I know that the families wish it was moving along a little faster, but with all that said, they're doing their damnedest. I do believe. I do believe. So for immediate release, this was yesterday. Contact the Moscow Police Department communications team. And those numbers are 208-997-8701 or 208-883-7181. Moscow police are asking for the community's help. Moscow, Idaho detectives are interested in speaking with the occupants of a white 2011-2013 Hyundai Elantra with an unknown license plate. Tips and leads have left investigators. I'm not speaking right today. My tongue's tied all over the place. Tips and leads have led investigators to look for additional information about the vehicle being there in the immediate area of King Street residents during the early hours of November 13th. Investigators believe the occupant of this vehicle may have critical information to share regarding this case. So from what I learned, here's a picture of what this is, not the actual car, but it is it's the similar. So say make and model year. So like I said, we've known about this since the beginning. I'm really hoping that they did, because from the sources that I had back then, that car was literally parked there at the exact times when they believe this to have happened. And if you remember, there's pictures of like the CSI team, they're measuring skid marks right out there, and let's hope. So with that said, I just want to talk about Jack John for a second. That would make no sense for that guy to have parked there, because he just literally lived around the corner from those girls. So I'm not saying he's in or out. I'm just saying that he wouldn't necessarily have had a vehicle. And it wouldn't have been smart. I mean, if you live around the corner, why would you do that? But yeah, we need to find this car. So information can be submitted to the tip line 208-883-7180. Email the tip line at cimoscowid.com. And for all the digital media, fbi.gov/Moscow, Idaho. So again, they're saying it doesn't whether you believe it's significant or not. Basically, any footage from anyone around that time frame, give or take a couple hours, right? What if this guy was hiding out in that house? So we might need stuff from before. Not on top of that. So on top of that, if this guy was on foot and it's not Jack John, and it's not, maybe there's somebody's footage that has this guy wandering around on foot. Maybe somebody's, there's a lot of what ifs. There's also, what if somebody has this car and it is the suspect? What if they have that car leaving? What if they have it arriving? We need to make sure they get all of that footage. So again, at this time, no suspects have been identified and only vetted information that does not hinder the investigation we will be releasing to the public. We encourage referencing official releases for accurate information and updated progress. All press releases and information related to this case are available at HTT. It's on here. I will copy it. So yeah, that is their most recent press release. Will they put one out today? Nothing would surprise me. Hopefully they make some headway as far as this vehicle goes. And how you guys doing? Sorry, I'm not far enough. I will be back. As you guys know, I like to kind of join into the chat when I can get a chance here because I do like to join in the conversation. Everybody's got great input. Okay, so this is, thank you very much, Mexi, thank you. Okay. They need a tip for a previous knife. Do you know what? Very good call. I couldn't agree with you more. 45 degrees out. That's balmy. We are like, oh, we're above, no, just -1 right now. So not too bad. Since that is the thing, right, Mexi? It has been a long time since they have had any kind of crime, any kind of crime of any kind of major event in at least 7 years. No murders, no unalivings. It's a quiet town. Perry, dandelion is me too. Prowler peeper type, in my opinion. Yeah, it's kind of making you think that way, isn't it? You know, there's been so many strange characters and happenings in this case that it's like, it's hard to get off on one of them. You have to kind of take a step back every once in a while and go, oh, and who are you now? A third of the students haven't returned according to media reports. People are rightly terrified. Exactly, Perry. Exactly. I would have just gave everyone passing grades for the semester. Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. They're stressed enough. Can you imagine? They're going to have like finals and midterms and all that glorious stuff coming and dealing with this. And that's true as well, Perry. Without that university, that town has no economy. So that university brings in a lot of money into that town as far as housing. And there is, if I remember correctly, 11,000 employees from this university. Or like from this town that work at that university. I don't know how investigators go into a scene like that. It does. Oh my God, you are bang on, friend. Yeah. If they haven't found a white Elantra in the DMV, I'm assuming the car is not registered in Moscow. Well said, because we do know that there's the other university town. Like, what is it? Just a few clicks another direction, and they're well into another community that has equal amount of kids, if not more. So, or even university at the college. I went to, have to give our vehicle info to receive a parking pass. Even the university. At the college I went to, we had to give our vehicle information to receive a parking pass. Wonder if they look through those, or Idaho even has something like that. Right? That's awesome. I would never have thought about that. I wonder if they've known about that vehicle for a while, but assumed that they would find it themselves easily enough. Well, again, good question, because Mexi and I have been talking about this car, like I've said a couple of times. We've been talking about this car since this first happened. So how is like some woman in like the Rocky Mountains in Canada getting information that they don't have? I would feel horrible because I did not pass that information along, because I seen it by another content creator. So I was assuming, should never assume, I guess. But yeah, we've known about it almost 4 weeks. Good day to you, sir. Good to see you again. Hey, JJ, Mexi Texi. Yep, that's 4 families you have to give answers to. I'm sure that's tough. Oh my God, I would not want that job for anything. No. One person is tough. I can't imagine being responsible for solving 4. No. You know what? It is absolutely horrifying what these people have to deal with every day. Even just going into that scene. Can you imagine? I couldn't. Like, that'll scar a person for a long time. Yeah. I'm more thinking the perp owns one, and that's why nobody has spotted it. It's covered or inside, tucked away somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. Mexi owns a yard. Are you talking about like a car lot type yard? Also they boogied out of town. Absolutely. Can you imagine? Like, they all just dispersed as soon as this happened. I mean, it was just a little bit before their Thanksgiving break anyways. But what if one of those kids that boogied out of town is the criminal? Well, hello, Xana. I'm doing fine. Thank you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. And if they returned, are they college age? Very possible. They could have returned with a different vehicle. You are like Queen Sleuth, my friend. Right? They split. That's pretty much. So what do you guys think about Jack John? Any thoughts about him? But I assume that the person's parents would be like, what the, yeah, if it's this car they're looking for. Yeah, very possible. It's, the thing is some parents are not going to report their kid, right? That's just a given. Some are not going to report their kid. They're going to do, sadly, similar to what it seems may have happened with Jack John. Everybody's saying that kid is in Kenya right now, and that he did not leave any kind of DNA with the cops. So if that's the case, that's a little sus. But I have not seen the cops come out with anything that confirms that yet. what do you guys think about that? Snow in Scotland, it's Baltic tonight. Yeah, we have, I'm going to say maybe it's a little bit warmer, so things are starting to melt. But at least 3 feet of snow, I would think, James. You got that sheet fluff to keep you warm, right? And I just heard Scotland, is this true? No predators, like no bear, no cougar. Is that stuff true, James? Yeah, it's nice to look at. I don't like to deal with it, but it's pretty in a picture. I miss the idea of snow more than I actually miss the snow. Well, as you guys know, I'm fighting this freaking fibro, and the weather is always up and down, but I have not found a place in Canada that the weather is not up and down. So I just picked a place that was beautiful. So I can look outside and the snow looks really pretty from where I sit. The car, I don't have to worry. It's hidden from the snow. So, yeah. Fun to look at, sucks getting out in it, right? Yep, the novelty of snow wears off quickly. It does. College kid. That's what it seems like to me. I'm not. Oh, thanks, Kezi. You're awesome. And welcome. To me, it seems like, I don't know, somebody that was really, really choked at those girls. Because like that dad said, they did not have to go upstairs. This person didn't need to. Just like Steve Goncalves said, he had his in and out. If it was the other two that they were after, they would not have had to go upstairs. So he's also said that the injuries with these two were different. But then I watched something the cop said and said, well, how would he know that? I'm assuming he knows it because he's been able to compare autopsy reports with Maddi's parents. So they are saying that I so appreciate that, Kezi Kez. More than you know, actually. Yeah, everyone's a suspect. It's so hard right now because everybody is relatively sus that's around, you can't find, everybody's kind of sus. If the cops ain't on to someone, the suspect pool could be massive. And you know what? That's exactly what I believe, because if they do not have a suspect, can you imagine not only the horrific things that happened in this house, but there was always people coming and going through that house. So there's, in my mind, a good possibility that there is a lot of DNA, which would create a lot of suspects. Where we might be fortunate is DNA in the red substance in their bodily fluids. If there is boot prints, fingerprints, handprints, butt prints, then hopefully that is how they'll get them. And they did get some really good, I don't know if it's the actual perpetrator, but they did get a really good handprint that I seen. And they've got some good thumbprints that actually come from that window. Which way do I go? From that window there. Mexi, that kid comes from money. If he's on the cops' radar, they are probably treading ever so lightly. I would think so, yeah, because both parents are physicians, right? 3 feet, wow. Oh, yeah, absolutely, James. We will get snow 4 or 5 feet, 6 feet, like literally where you have to like shovel your way out of your door. Yeah. Oh no, killed off the bears and the wolves 100 years ago. I live in everything, like we were talking the other day. Everything is here. Oh, you're okay. I don't have candies right here. There was also a sport game that night in town too. Yes, that's right, Perry. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I like the idea of chit-chatting and think tanking. Like I say, there is no wrongs. The only wrong is rude. The parents seem to really not trust LE. Aren't they getting their own investigation team together? That is what I've heard. And the sad thing about that is we all know, we've all been, I'm sure if we're all here together, we've all been watching these cases for a long time. So we know that if he gets his own investigation started, that it could very easily, unless he works in conjunction with the police, there is a really, really good chance that this could mess up that case really badly. So I just really hope that they work together, because I honestly don't think those cops they don't want these parents on their butts. They don't want the university on their butts. Can you imagine the pressure that they are under? Unbelievable. That's exactly what I was, Kezi. And more than likely, unless he was wearing gloves, more than likely got injured during that attack. It has been explained to me that it has the consistency of motor oil. So if that is the case, that's a slippery slope. With your bare hands. That's what I'm thinking. That is exactly what I'm thinking. And I'm also hoping, I mean, I know that they were in a deep sleep. They had been wahooing, but I would like to think that somebody got a couple scratches in, right? I'm hoping that there's DNA in their fingers. Hi, AJ. Nice to see you. Always. 100%. But time is passing by. Any wounds may have healed by now. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey there, A. Just because FBI is involved doesn't mean it'll get solved. Look at Summer's case. I just don't know what to think about this case. There's so many suspects now. And I agree like 1,000%. Let's look at Summer's case. But what do you think, AJ? Do you think that maybe the cops there are a little shady? Do you get that vibe? And what do you think of that neighborhood? I've got a Summerwell's playlist. Sadly, I keep on top of that as much as I can, but there's nothing new happening. Nothing, which is sad. It's been weeks. They are well on their way to being healed. Exactly. Exactly. I wondered if the police already had something, and that being the reason they are keeping that info case about the case out of the public. That would be my guess. Look at what they're doing with the Delphi murders right now. Also have a playlist on that. And my heart is pretty close to that case. So there's a lot of info in there on them, but it's kind of the same idea. Those guys have never been open with information, and they never would be. They tell you that in every single briefing that they have. And they've done good because, in my opinion, they got the guy. So is there more guys again? Don't know. Same thing with this case. Is this one person or is this two people? I don't know. Possible face scratches, arms and hands, may have cut himself. Absolutely. Summer's case is heartbreaking. So glad you keep bringing that angle up. Yeah, what a heartbreaking case. Unreal. Just imagine what would happen if Ellie came out and said, we think it might be this guy. Oh my God, could you imagine, Blifton? Every single social media hound, like, what do they get called? The trolls? They'd be on it. They would be destroying every little bit of this case, dismantling it and destroying it in a matter of no time. There's, some of them just go a little too far. And do you know that, which case is it now? They've been doxing like the grandparents. They've been doxing these parents. They just dox and dox and dox and do they want that danger put on themselves? Like, that's a dangerous thing to do to someone. Yes, Summer's case is awful. I don't know too much about it, but I keep thinking about the neighbor guy who was supposedly loitering around the property. Has he been cleared? Okay, I think his name is Andy, and he is Jordy Sue's ex-spouse that kind of lived up and across the way. They could almost like echo to each other. I'm not sure if he has been eliminated. There's a few of them on that street, like on that one road there, that are like extremely suspicious. So I'd like to think that they have looked into all of them. TBI, they seem to be doing everything they can. And as far as, his name's not with me right now. It's been a little while, but the sheriff, Ronnie Lawson, there we go. I don't trust that man. I don't trust that man at all. Oh, God, yeah. About the cops there, I wonder why they aren't investigated. 100%. 100%. That's where true crime goes too far. It really is. It's a horrible side of the internet, and not all of us are like that. They are putting a bad name on a lot of people that are really wanting to make a good difference, where their motivation, it more seems like money. And I mean, some of them are just twisted humans. I don't know. So what does dox mean? What that is you get in there and you find a person's personal information, all of their personal information, where they live, where they work, all of their phone numbers, how many kids they have. They tell everything about you, and they put it online for the world to know. Yes. Everything. The things I've seen happen, it makes me ill. Like, I am very, very careful about who's in my little bubble, because some of them, like James is saying, all of this stuff that they do, it's dangerous. Can you imagine people showing up at your home that you do not know, banging on windows, banging on doors, yelling at you, phoning you at work? It's horrible. Didn't they do it? Yeah, they did. We're talking back to Summers. Oh, yes, absolutely. 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 It's just a horrible thing that people do. Oh, wow, I did not know that. I thought it was slandering when someone was doxxed. No, this is sadly actual facts that they will put out on large forums, so everybody gets the information. Someone has 40,000 followers, they will get that information out to that person and to this person, and If you fight them, then they dox you. Like it's beyond uncool. I'm in another country where doxing is rife. Even people in chat like myself are getting doxed. It's horrible. Yeah. I had to start up on one forum. I had to shut everything down because they got into my Twitter account. And yeah, it's not cool. And I'm sorry if you're dealing with that, James, because it's not right. And I don't even know how a person, other than some kind of like the cyber crimes, reporting it that way. I don't know. And do they actually do anything? I got into a heated debate yesterday. Someone was saying there is footage of Libby in the water from helicopter. Are you kidding me? Yeah, you see, that's the crap. Thanks, Xana. I mean, what the hell? And the thing is then they share that with people, and those people take it as fact. And oh my God. I don't know how people find out who is who on here. Some people are just crazy, well agreed. Not to mention sometimes they don't get the right person. Exactly. It is just dangerous. Okay, some of the really, I know I keep touching my hair. I got like I can see myself. That's not good. So, anyways, some of them, I can't remember what the link is called, but they set something up. And as soon as you go on to their location, they have something set up in there where they get everything sent to them. Now, I would have to look up what that app is. Do any of you guys know what that is, how those trolls? But there is a way. You just click into them and they got you. So, yeah. I could tell you in a private message of a couple people just to avoid. Remind me not to get into that community. No, it's not even safe. They even make fake profiles that start fights. Yes. So you know what they just did, James, in oh my goodness, Adventures with Jared Lysick? So it said they gave a link to go in there, and then they said underneath that link, it said only, yes, they're like IP trackers. And there is something else. Is it strictly IP trackers, James? So where was I going? Okay. So Jared Lysick, you are not supposed to stream that unless you had permission. Well, a lot of people started streaming it, and it did say that they could charge anybody that did not have permission to stream it. So, of course, a bunch of people started streaming it, some of them with big viewers, some of them law enforcement retirees, large viewers. I'm not sure how that works. And they had to shut down that entire court appearance because they heard people saying, be sure and subscribe, hit that like button, hit that bell. Unbelievable. And then people were going in there under Jared's name. Hi, I'm Jared Lysick. Hi, I'm Adventures with Purpose. They made a shit show of the whole court case. So chances are really good that they won't even take that chance next time. Yeah, if you feel comfortable, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, click on a link, they grab your IP address and where you're located. Oh, yeah. Well said. Very well said. Yep, absolutely. That whole crew there is one of them. Yeah. So with this said, James, I've got you sound like you're fairly techie. I always use like, okay. I always use my VPN. That's the best way I can protect myself, because God knows not everybody loves me. It is. It's horrible, and it's scary. Plain and simple. It's scary. I'm just gonna pop up top here and see how we're doing. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, absolutely take care of yourselves online, because it is not a great thing, is it, James? At all. I'm just trying to. Okay, we did go through yesterday's update, so I think we're good there. And so I think what I'll do then is just see if there's any little clips that we should look at before I jump off. And then I have to pick like cactuses out of my face. Like, are you kidding me? Who does that? For you, the kid just came in. I was watering plants and I totally rubbed the bottom of my face across my prickly cactus. Okay, let's see here. So there is actually a good, I'll put this link in there. This is from Brian Enton. I don't know who you are, so I just say bye-bye. I think that should take you. Yeah, VPN. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Kezzy. You're very kind. Very kind. Very kind. Oh, the trolls. Oh, the trolls. And this is the problem. Pictures of family members' house, address. Really, really bad behavior. Yeah. Some just don't let it go. More time than brains, for sure. Best way to keep it. Absolutely best way to keep it. You know, it's not a pleasant place to be a lot of times. I would never be that bored mustars, right? Do you know what? I have not seen any updates on her case. I'll double check while I've got you here. Let me see. But I usually check that every morning to see if there's something, but you never know, right? I mean, sadly, they've called this an unaliving. Yeah, that's what they're saying, unaliving. Yeah, I don't know how they would ever have come to that, but that's what they've determined. Okay, let me see here. I just want to double check that there's not something with some information that we might like. We watched that. Let's take a quick look at this here. Okay. So, Idaho's up to get Mr. near the crime scene after addressing hoodie guy claims. So, investigators are trying to track down the killer of 4 University of Idaho students and are now searching for the occupant of that 2011 or 2013 Hyundai Elantra. Moscow police said that the vehicle was in the immediate area of the rental home in the early hours of November 13th when the students were unalived. The occupant may have critical information to share regarding the case. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you guys, so hopefully it's up here. This is, once again, this is Kaylee's
differences in the way that the victims were killed. Some were more severe than the other. And this week we heard the target attack walk back and then reverse her back to it being a target attack. What can you tell us about the targeted attack?
They have told us that it was targeted, but they told us they can't tell who. We asked specifically, and they said, we'll try to get that information to you. And they got back to us a day or so later, and they said, we're sorry, we can't give you that information. But then a day later, we saw in the news that it was not targeted, or they think the whole house was targeted. But
I'll cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Their means of death don't match.
Maddi's
They don't.
and Kaylee's cause of death, it does not match based on the autopsy report.
They don't match.
Would indicate that one of them.
He doesn't have to
may
go
have
up
been
the
target.
steps. Let's stop playing games, guys. I need somebody to step up and be an outfit. Be somebody to be a leader. Don't make me do it. I don't want to do it. He doesn't have to go up the steps. Their points of damage don't match. I'm just gonna say it. It wasn't leaked to me. I earned that. I paid for that funeral. I paid for that. It's my right. You ain't taking that from me.
Calm down.
If you don't want to say nothing, that's your bet. But don't say I'm leaking anything. I paid that bill. Sent my daughter to college to get an education. She came back in the box, and I can speak on that.
Oh my God.
If you are type 2 and take...
So that is horrifying. Those poor families. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us here for Creme 2 News.
This might be okay to look at.
It has now been 3 weeks since the murders of 4 University of Idaho students in Moscow, and there have been no arrests for the killings of Madison Mogen, Kaylee Gonsalves, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. Just a few hours ago, the Moscow Police Department cleared up more misinformation on this case. Creme 2's Mark Hanrahan is joining us here now to break down some new details just released by investigators this afternoon. Mark?
Good evening, Whitney. 24 days, that's how long it's been since the 4 college students were found stabbed to death inside their off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho. The case has captured national, even international attention, and rumors continue to circulate online about evidence and suspects. The Moscow Police Department continues to battle disinformation spreading in this case, and tonight they are clearing up rumors about where Kaylee's dog was found inside the home and an alleged stalker Kaylee might have told friends about. Investigators say Kaylee's dog was in the house when they arrived to the scene, but the dog was not found in the room with any of the victims. Police say the dog was not in a room where the crimes were committed, and there was no evidence that it had gone into those parts of the house. The dog was taken to a local shelter, and it was later released back to family. Next, the claims that Kaylee had a stalker. Investigators say they looked into an incident in mid-October, which is where they believe the stalker claims originated, that Kaylee made to friends. Now, according to police, Kaylee was at an unidentified local business. Two men were seen inside attempting to pick up women. One of those men appeared to follow Kaylee out to her car, but did not make any contact with her, according to police. Investigators say both men have been investigated and cleared as suspects. Here's what Idaho State Police's public information officer had to say about that today.
And can you speak to that at all? Have you guys investigated claims of a stalker for Kaylee? Where does that stand?
Yes, we have. And today we were able to come out that we had found a situation, an incident occurred at a local business where it appeared that a male had followed Kaylee through the store and then as well possibly out to her vehicle. It didn't appear that there was any contact that was made between.
So yes, this was talked about at the very beginning. They were talking about the stalker. And I did kind of hear information that was saying that it was a nothing thing. She had left her place of business, walked down the street a little bit. And it's almost like this guy followed her a little ways. When she got into her vehicle, he just kept on going. So, I mean, the rumor is he was looking for a girlfriend. They were looking for girls. I mean, it's a college town.
Between the two. We have investigated that. We have talked to the individuals involved, and we do not believe in any way that they're actually part of this actual crime.
Police are also asking for more information about Xana and Ethan's activities the night of the murders. Police are looking for any insight.
So again, what do you guys think? I think this is extremely odd because they have literally not come up with where those kids were for 5 hours, almost 5 hours. In a small town like this, how is that even possible? I'm wondering, could they have gone home for a while? Could they have gone back to the house and then went out for, I don't know. It's very bizarre, small town, and they cannot find out what they were doing.
Into their movements and behaviors between 9 p.m. and 1:45 a.m. when police say the two arrived back at the house. Police say they believe the pair were at a Sigma Chi fraternity party that night, and the house is just a short walk away from the home on 1112 King Road where they were killed. Any detail, no matter how small, they say, could be the key to this case. And finally, I asked Aaron Snell, the communications director for ISP, if they feel better about their case today than they did on day one. He said, absolutely. They do feel better about their case right now. Meantime, if you have any information about Ethan and Xana the night they were killed, you are urged to contact the Moscow Police Department tip line. It's 208-883-7180. You can also send an email to that address right there on your screen.
Look what happened out there at Camp Hope. They went into that neighborhood and stole everything that wasn't tied down. You're going to do the same down.
Okay, then. So I do want to show you, I've got a couple of photos. They're screenshots from that video. And I thought maybe we should take a quick look at those. So this is supposedly from that evening. I find this interesting. And where do you think that this light is coming from? This is the house. So this room looks like it's open. Oh, sorry, let's go back there. Did I misinterpret that? I may have. Because it looks like it's right over here, which is, in my mind, that's what I think is Maddi's room. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so this here is the fraternity house, the frat house. And back here, you can see it's light on. So these two are from that cop's camera footage, right? So you can see right around 3, that light is on. And then you can see that light is off. So we can assume there's the house back here. Just to give it perspective, this is daylight versus nighttime. So if we look straight up, I think that, what do you guys think? Maddie's room, bathroom, and Kaylee's room. Right? What do you guys think? I don't know who that is exactly. Okay. Let's see here. In the biggest way, right, James? In the biggest way possible. Here we go. Let's go back up. I've missed some. Do you think there was more than one in with those kids? They don't release anything, right? I think it was one person. My reasoning is I think two people would have been a little bit more risky than the one person. I just think that there was one object used for the unalivings, like there was just one of those. I just think that he did manage to get a couple of them. The coroner said that they all had one wound that was like, that's it. And all of the wounds were from the chest up. So it sounds like he was possibly able to get in there and unalive a couple of people before, if any noise was made, or if I think it was one, I guess is what I'm getting to. I think there was one. Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't heard from him either. I mean, I think I don't know what, he wanted an apology, so I don't know. After hearing about him and wanting apologies, I really haven't heard anything of him. I wonder how long do you guys think that person was in the house? I think it was fast. I think fast, because it wouldn't take too long with that type of weapon to attack those two upstairs. And then, maybe the ones on the second floor heard some rumbling, heard some noises. So you know what you're like. You're in your bedroom, you hear something spooky, and you're like, honey, go check that. I heard a noise. So I think he may have gone out to see what the noise and the racket was about. And possibly that's when Xana was injured following that, because there's a good chance she's seen who did this. I feel this was a sex crime based on the two girls. I also felt it could have been a jealous, rejected female who unalived them. That's a very strong possibility, right? Women are equally as capable. And usually that weapon, from what I've understood, it's just what I've heard, is kind of like a female's weapon. Kezzy, I think it's one dude. So yeah. What do you think, Xana? Let me see. Let's see. I feel for the parents. It's like horrible. It's very possible the person was hiding in there before any of the roommates got home, or from body cam footage, possibly entered the home around 3. I agree, Mexi. There's no reason why that person, if they always left that sliding door open, there is a really good possibility that they were hiding. That cannot be eliminated, I guess. I think these girls were closer than they are releasing. That's very possible too, right? Yeah. Never should a person have to bury a child. Never. No. Not easy to get 4 people by knife. I guess a physically fit man. Yeah, that's why, college students are usually, the guys, they like to be buffed up. They want the girls, and the girls like to be in shape. They want to meet the boys. Because the dog wasn't alive made me think it was a female, less likely. Oh, that's a good point. I never thought about that. And the way, very few women. Oh, okay. Okay. And in my mind, it was almost, okay, did this person know this dog? And did this person just want this dog safe? Did he or she not want this dog that they love hurt by what it could see? I don't know. Okay, very few women. And that is good to know, because I thought it was higher than lower. Generally, men commit these kind of crimes. It's a rage thing, up close, very personal. Plus, if they fought back, it would take someone to overpower them. Well said. Yeah. Yeah. They don't do it in a frenzied, irrational, frantic. The fact that there was nothing done to the bodies also made me think it was a female. Yeah. Male or female that was unbelievably mad at somebody or some people. This incident isn't something I would consider stalking. Yeah. I haven't eliminated stalking yet. I really haven't totally eliminated in my mind. But I think that someone was just really choked with one or both of those girls on the 3rd floor. That's what I'm personally feeling at this point. It could change, but right now, that's how I'm feeling. Just because there's no evidence of SA doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't. And no, that is absolutely true. 100%. Yorkshire Ripper. Exactly. Got gratification from the act of unaliving it on its own. Absolutely. Willkommen, Mexi. Oh, that's very true. BTK. Yeah. I need a digital expert, a sleuth, to blow that shit up and show me side-by-side comparisons. Yeah. Yeah, it's not great, but it's something, I guess. Hard to say. Those nights and day pics don't line up. Oh, okay. Okay. Do you think Maddi? Because what I've heard, when they were at that gut truck, they're saying there's one point that Maddi turned around, and you can kind of see it in this particular clip. I should see if I can find it. There's a clip. Let me see first if I can find the gut truck. Let me see here. Let's see here. Okay. Let's watch this first. Start. Let's take a look at that. There's a girl and creepy dude here now. He's back. He kind of walked, seemed like he walked in with them.
Welcome back.
Okay, there he is. Oh no. Okay, okay. It doesn't pause, so we won't. So this is him. And they say he noticed the camera just now. So this is how we dealt with that. And watch how he just stays around these girls.
Oh, yep. So what you want to do is,
And you can hear them.
We'll actually do this.
Cool. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Can you guys?
How many more do you need?
I'm gonna stop this again.
Fun to watch tonight.
Stop.
Tonight.
Pause. Okay, I'm gonna turn off my mic, and you can actually hear them talking while they're placing this order.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thanks. I think I would like the carbonara.
Okay.
But if I have like a free grub tuck on my app.
Oh, yep. So what you want to do is, we'll actually do this. There you
Cool.
go.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
How many more do you need? That's the second one? Awesome. John's mom.
There's Maddi.
Maybe I didn't have a free one.
Right here.
And then what was the mac?
Don't forget to remove the spoon.
The carbonara.
The carbonara mac of the week.
Here, I'll grab it for you.
Excellent. And then click see rewards.
Enjoy.
And it looks like you not quite have enough points yet.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
$10.
Perfect.
I do have a big burrito pork here for you.
So there's Maddi.
47. Thank you very much.
And
10 go, guys.
look at that creepy dude.
10.
Look at
How are
him.
you guys doing? I'm
Follows
doing
them right over there.
Seem to have lost my pen, but that's fine. What can I get
What
for
the hell is he doing? See? The girls are here.
Definitely.
And what's he doing?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. How many pork tacos do you want? It's one, but they're like 6 tacos. They're not the small little tacos. I normally eat 2, 3 is a lot for me. So one would be
Like, look at him.
Yeah.
Look
that's
at
gonna
him.
Be almost 2 pounds of food.
So Maddi walks over here.
Got it. 2 pork tacos. Done.
And they're saying
1 5 cheese, 1
the
basil
girls are
pesto,
going to
2
talk.
pork
Sit down,
tacos,
ladies. Sit down.
$24.50 for you.
The girls are going to talk, and you're going to see where it almost looks like Maddi. They're saying she says, F you. She gets mad. She points at him. They kind of whisper for a few minutes, and they're like
I'm gonna do this. Hold on.
they don't want him in their bubble. You're sitting down. You sit down, too.
If we decide, since we
Girls.
People have fallen. People have fallen over reduced for you. Sorry, I'm talking to the Twitch stream. Oh, you're so good. Absolutely, thank you. How are you doing? I'm doing extremely
Right
well.
there.
Can I get a big burrito? Yeah. For the big burrito, would you like pork or chicken? Got it.
Okay. It was not the part. Oh, you're okay. Okay, I'm still looking because are these all going to be pictures? I don't want pictures. I'm still looking here to find one that I can share. They're out there, but I need to find one that they will allow me to share. Okay.
It's probably good to not lose your.
I'm going to try this now, guys. I don't think I can make this any bigger.
Guys, fuck yeah, great ticket times.
Okay, actually, this is where I wanted us to be anyways. So kind of watch the interactions here between the girls, and there he is over there. Watch how Maddi, watch how she reacts.
Honestly, like Luke, Tebow, really solid.
Oh, they didn't.
Order 85. Thank you.
Can I do the
Watch how he acts here.
really quick on cheese sauce? Can I get it without the chipotle slaw?
Yes, yes, you absolutely
And
can.
then without the onion
Yeah.
sauce?
It's probably good.
Okay, let's see here. No, thank you. Mm. Huh. So I thought 10-minute Twitch stream. How am I going to find it? Okay, well, there is the entire interaction out there. And I'm just going to check here too. Because I'm pretty sure that she points to him and tells him to F off. I am pretty damn sure. Actually, I think she says F you. Yeah, I'm not finding it, friends. Wonder how long this one is. Not long enough. Damn. So we all know, anyways, we all know that that guy was super, super creepy. And that he has probably, well, what they're saying is that he has gone to Kenya, like we were talking about with his parents. So let's see. It just appeared to me it was rage and panic. There didn't seem to be anything like BTK, no way, in that way, no enjoyment from the killing, even though the girls were very attractive. You see, that's kind of the way I'm seeing it. I'm seeing a lot of rage in these acts. I don't know if it was for one of them or both of them. Don't eat my spider plant, please, ma'am. So I think this was rage. Somebody, in order to do this to 4 people repetitively, you had to have some kind of horrible anger built up, in my mind. If one person, why didn't any of the others hear the killing? Okay, you see what you guys say as well? What I think, first off, is we had 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 6 pretty much bombed kids in that house from the sounds of things. Everybody was pretty drunk. So when I used to drink, I know that when I fell asleep, it was deep. A bomb could have gone off next to me and I would have slept. So now with this house, is there any, can I move me? Move me? Okay. So in this house, how do I do this? We've got, okay, top floor. And on that top floor, there's no bedrooms underneath. This part was actually added separately to the other rooms. There's a step down now. When you come to this, you take a step, and then you're down into kind of like the living area. So the way I understand it is there's a bedroom right here, and that would be Xana's, and that was the only one occupied on the second floor. So underneath there, let's see if I can, there we go. So kitchen, Xana's room, and then there was an empty room on the other side. Then you go down here, and we're not sure if anybody is 100% in that room or not. But let's just say that they were. If they're intoxicated, like really intoxicated, and if these unalivings were as quiet as they're saying that although there's multiple wounds, that probably because of the area, like right in here, because of the area that was being attacked, that the person wouldn't be able to scream. They wouldn't be able to yell for help. They wouldn't anything. So if that is the case, yeah. And then the other bedroom on the other side, there's nothing as far as anyone over top of that. So it's just kind of the way this house is built. My kid would call it a Sims house, where it's kind of built here and then it's built over there. And so if a person takes a really good look at if a person takes a really good look at how this house is built, you can almost understand why. Sit down, ladies. You can almost understand why nobody heard anything. On top of the fact that they are saying that those wounds, good girl, would have prevented anyone from screaming. I agree, Kaz, but we also don't know how long he stayed in the house either. No, we don't. He had all the time, right? If he got, we don't know if he could, like we were talking earlier, he could have been there in a closet. For all we know, he could have been there in the closet. One thing I would say is I would think that this person knows the layout to this house. Oh, you're my dogs. That person had to know the layout of this house because it is an interesting structure. So there is that to it. Did the person, both of you sit down. Did the person hide in a closet beforehand? Did he go in the same door, leave the same door he came, went in? There's so many questions. So very much could have enjoyed themselves. That's right. Too much time. Too much time. Yeah, they don't think there was much noise from them. For example, what if a person was there long before the roommates even got home? That could have even been looking through things, imagining things, and having a grand old time. Well said, Mexi. Yeah, right? Absolutely. Agree. Fast and furious. No pun intended. But you're right. I think that's exactly right. Fast and furious. And I don't think he stuck around long. Just my thoughts. I think he did what he wanted to do. I mean, he obviously brought the weapons, so this was a choice he made. I think it was one dude too, just because Ethan was overpowered. I think more likely a male. That is what I'm thinking too. On top of Ethan, he had to have the stamina to attack all those other people, and that's not a lot. Like, I think the guy, like you say, Fast and Furious. 6 fur baby dogs. Oh, I love them. We've got a black lab, and that's Jasmine, and we have a Rottweiler, and she's Lizzie. The 2 suckiest little girls you ever did meet in your whole life. If they were sleeping, a child could have pulled that off. Yeah, you see, I just keep thinking, like, if they were all bombed, if they had all been drinking, it explains a lot, on top of, sadly, the weapon this man chose to use, or a woman. It's someone that really feels they had extreme feelings towards one of them. Maybe they didn't even know the unaliver. They paid no mind to him, but he felt jaded. Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. Pretty girls, all of them. And I'm sure they had to push away their fair share of guys at times, right? Because the victims were sleeping tells me the killer feared conflict. Oh, well said. Okay. Right? You're good. Blonde girls were the target, in my opinion, as well. Yeah. Yeah. Ripper did things to the bodies, and that is not the case here. He or she didn't stick around to enjoy the work done. No, I agree with you. I think that person went in with a mission. That's my thoughts. Feared or just knew they were all out cold. Easy. You see, that is the thing. So what do you guys think? We still, like I said, don't know where Xana and Ethan were for those 5 hours. Do you guys think that could play into this at all? They can still get satisfaction from viewing the home, hearing about it on the news, visiting the plenty of memorial sites set up in the students' honor. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That's right. They have that, and they can relive that over and over. This video is what made me think it was just him, just strange. Yeah. Yeah. This case really got to me. Good kids doing fun things, living a good life, targets for so many maggots, right? It does. This is, it's beyond disturbing. I mean, the families that have been talking, you get a really good idea about these kids, and they're good kids. You're not hearing about drug use. You're not hearing, I mean, maybe marijuana, big deal, but you're not hearing, I don't know, it might even be legal in that state. I don't know. But as far as hard drugs, I am seeing nothing along those lines, and I'm not seeing that type of creepy in this house. With that said, I watched a video this morning, and they're saying there's a picture with Jack John in this house. He's in this house somewhere. So I'm going to see if I can scour up. I'll write it down, actually. I would like to scour for that picture, but they are saying there is a photo going around of Jack John being in that house. Jack John. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to go and get myself a think tank one made. Nobody would expect a female. If it was, they think they committed the perfect crime. Well said. Yeah, very well said. Yeah, they would think that they got it. The crime was so different, so quick, and so full of rage and hate, just made me think that it could have been a woman. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Women can be pretty mean. The world we live in today, everyone can be a target. Can't even go to the movies without being shot by a Joker wannabe. I mean, yeah, too many lives cut short, not fair. I agree, Maxie. I keep thinking, what could make a person so mad? Loss of love, money, lust, I don't know. That's where, okay, if you've got someone who's like John Jack, I'm going to use him as one of the examples. John Jack, it's being said that he was kicked out of uni. It's being said that he was kicked out of that bar that night for creeping out women. There's a lot of things that make John Jack really creepy. So could he just, I mean, if Maddi told him to go F himself, do you think that's enough for them to go and arrest him? And I don't know. Do you think that's enough for him to go there and be that mad? I think so personally. I think John is sounding a little bit, even if he didn't do this, he's sounding a little off-kiltered. Sounds like he likes arguing, and it sounds like he likes causing trouble. Sounds like. My opinion. So true. That creep getting off for shooting that man in the theater made me scream out loud. It is sickening. It is sickening. Or a school. Oh my God. I think they're wasting time with that video. People get drunk, fight, mad, but they don't stay sober enough to go out and plan a murder. They're looking in the wrong place. Yeah. And if the guy was plastered, absolutely. Let me see here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's take a quick look at this. You rock. Okay, I don't think I can make this bigger, can I? I don't think. Okay, let's check it out. Jack Showalter is in Xana's Tic Toc. Interesting. This is the house. And there he is. Whoa. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, they're saying he was in there. James Holmes. Oh, that dude is right. This was planned. They sat and watched the house and waited till they went to sleep. Angry drunks don't do that. Okay, that's true. So what if that guy was, what if he was sober? What if he was just out and sober? Unless the person showed up sober, watched them and followed them, I don't believe he should be considered a suspect. Well said. That's what I'm talking about. I can't say it without seeming like I'm being mean to the victims. Oh no. I mean, there's no victim shaming here. Absolutely. And I didn't see it. From you. No, I know you're being kind. Jealousy and rage. That's who I am still leaning towards too. But who knows? I don't see why he would follow them and run to another country. That just doesn't add up. Well, and the fact that he just lived like around the corner to me is interesting. That's so true. When you're drunk, you just want to pass out. This dude shot up the movie theater in Colorado, unaliving 12, wounding like 30. Yes, I think you're right. Batman. That person knew the floor plan. I was sure about that when I first looked at this. You see, and that's the thing. Like, look at how this house is put together. It's like my son calls a Sims house. It's an original floor plan. I think the guy or person was probably in that house. He even fixed his apartment to blow up, turned on so the cops wouldn't show up there. Oh, yeah. How sad is that? Oh my God. So that's a good question. Now, I don't know. Was John Jack drinking that night? No drunk is going to be able to pull off that crime. I agree. But I don't know. He did get kicked out of there by the sounds of things for creeping girls out. And I don't know if that involved alcohol or just his personality, right? Clearly dealing with some anger issues. Yeah. Yeah, this guy, John Jack, is known for his anger issues. So with John Jack making himself suspicious like this, what is everybody thinking about Jack D now? This is Kaylee's ex. Is he out of the picture, or is he still kind of a suspect in your mind? I agree. I just hope this crime is solved for their families. So much pain. I love this channel. Love the way you're sharing opinions and thoughts from everyone. I cannot say enough good things. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I do. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. More than you know. They have been hiding in the shadows, watching, getting more and more angry. Who knows what clicked in their head? If I can't have you, nobody can? That's a very good question, Xana. Yeah, that's a very good question. If she was leaving for Texas, now I'm talking about Kaylee, if she was leaving for Texas, remember she came back to this house because she just bought a new vehicle and she wanted to show Maddi. I don't believe most people knew she was going to be in that house that night. Some did, but not everybody. So did Jack D know that she was going to be in there? And was she maybe just not including him in the move that she's taking to Texas? And was he cranky? You know, the family really wants to eliminate him, but I can't yet. There is nobody I can eliminate yet. There's too little facts. But slowly but surely, some good facts are coming out. So he has an excuse for his DNA being in there. That's why I was saying yesterday that if they do have DNA from the sus, it better come from a pool of mixed. You can't explain that away. Exactly, right? Exactly. With all of those woundings, even if the guy was wearing like gloves, I think that there's a really good possibility that he still would have done some damage to himself. My opinion, right? Or it better be something very obvious. Yeah, absolutely. I don't believe the killer was drunk. She was calculating on each killing. They didn't kill the dog, even though the one girl showed off her fur baby in a video. You see? And then that's the thing. So does that mean that I still no singing for a bone? You don't need to. Did the person put the dog in that room? I don't know which room. I'm assuming that he would have been in Kaylee's old room, but I'm not sure. So did someone love that dog and place him in there so he didn't get involved in this at all because he knows and loves that dog? How did that dog end up in that room? The digital footprint, Wi-Fi, your phone trying to connect. Exactly, Mexi, right? Can they find out if he drank at the bar or when he showed up? That might eliminate at least one suspect. Yeah, here's to hoping that they took the footage from that bar. I have a feeling, I mean, they should have. That's where they were. So, yeah. And I'd like to know if he did get kicked out, was he outside, like just kind of hovering around the bar waiting for people? Or did he get kicked out at the same time as the girls were leaving? Like, how did he end up walking by them at that food truck and kind of watching them extremely creepily? Okay, I considered John Jack a suspect. It's official. Yeah. Well, he was kicked out of, yeah, he was. So maybe he was intoxicated, right? Maybe he's just a dink. Shauna has so many great theories. I agree with her for sure. Oh, right. Yeah, you guys all have great theories. It's like I've said before, like the think tank, it gives us all different perspectives. Like we all think a little differently. So it makes us think out of the box a little bit further when we can kind of chit chat like this. Yeah, the family might have blinders on for JD. I agree with that. I agree. Oh my word, Jazzy. They have defended him from the get-go, haven't they? No, don't eat that. Don't eat that. They have said that he is absolutely not part of this. But like you say, they could have blinders on. Good night, James. Thank you very much for being here, friend. He could never be eliminated. Exactly. Yeah, stay warm. Stay warm out there. JD is the ex. Yes, he is. Yeah, absolutely. How do you say that last name? Decatur? I believe it is. Have a great night, my friend. Sleep well. Mexitexi was wondering what he was kicked out for. No way drunk could have pulled this off. I don't believe he sat waiting for them to fall asleep. You see? Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, like, if that footage comes out where he was actually in that bar, and maybe they can show him leaving that bar and why. Good night, James. You have a great night. Talk to you next time. Always great. He always shows up, and you know how late it is there for him. I appreciate it. I know when I get drunk, sometimes mad, even furious, but that drunk doesn't last for hours on end, calculating and scheming. Oh, exactly. Exactly. Speculation alert. Let's say it's JS. We know for sure he didn't wait around since we can see him at that truck at 1:50. Well, hello, Connor. Nice to see you. I just brought up Jack because I hear you mention him so many times. Yeah. Both John Jack and Jack D are like totally sus in my mind. Do you hear her singing back there? And since he lives right next door, he could have just watched out his window for the lights to go off. Yeah, he just lives like, I don't think it's that way. It's just down the street a ways. It's like, oh my God. Hello, Connor. I don't think Dink's sober up enough to plan murder of 4 people. Agreed. We all have great opinions. I appreciate the new ideas. Yeah, that's what I like too, Shauna. I love all the great ideas. Oh, there's so many Jacks and Jakes, and that's why I kind of like going Jack John or John Jack, because that's Hoodie Guy from the, and Jack D is Kaylee's ex. This case is truly frightening. It really is. Oh, wouldn't that be something? That's what a person wants. I mean, that's what a person wants, is to help in some way, in any way we can, right? Very scary. You're supposed to be safe when at home. This is a complete violation of that. Oh my word. Right? Oh. The roommates are going to need some therapy, or at least I hope they get some help, because that shit was brutal, assuming they have nothing to do with this. Well said. I mean, they're going to need some help. They're all going to need some help, even the cops. I mean, nobody's supposed to see this stuff. Well, just because the kids at that house weren't into hard drugs don't mean the person wasn't a college kid. Oh, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Thanks, Kezzy. I do appreciate you. Yeah, so, oh, my word. Let's just see here. I'll see if there's anything in the images that let's take a quick look at this. And then I've been on here. We've been chit-chatting for a long time, guys. I appreciate it. So we're just going to look at a couple of photos here. So I'm going to start with this. Is that going to... So this is, I don't know if you guys can see this well. Does that make it bigger? Okay, no. So I hope you guys can see this. This is where the house is, right here. This is where the grub truck was. Oh, sorry. No, my bad. This is where the girls were, Kaylee and Maddi. So then they go to the grub truck, and then they get a private ride home, which is here. This here is where Ethan and Xana went to the Sigma. I think it said Chi. That's where that party was that they say they were at around 8 or 9. I'll see if there's anything. I mean, they've been busy taking a lot of evidence in. Oh, beautiful girls, hey? There they are there. And there's John Jack. So there is I was trying to find a picture where it looks like Kaylee is taking a selfie. But if you look at what she's doing, she's a smart young lady, because it actually looks like the way she's standing, the way she's holding her phone, that possibly she is taking a picture of John Jack. I'll see if I can find that. Look at him right there. And again, right there. So I'm going to see if I can find where that picture. Like, look at him. He's circled all over the place. There's them, there's him. It's after they pay for their food and they're standing on the other side. There's a point where she lifts up her camera very high and takes that, what appears to be a selfie. But if you look really carefully, chances are really good that is not a selfie. She was being smart. Okay, let me see if I can find any more. Like, look at him. Whoa. There and there. So they leave. They ordered their food and they leave. Here they are over there. And look at who's right behind them, like a little creeper. I might not. What I'll do is I'll look for that picture, and I'll next time I cover this case, which I'm sure will be either later today or tomorrow. As soon as information comes out, I'll do my absolute best to get on and get it to you right away, and we can do another think tank. Well, I'm not finding it right now, so that will be my job when we're done here. Okay, we'll go through the last of the chit chat, and I think we'll jump off. We've been on for like 2 hours and 15 minutes. You guys are so awesome. Oh, I love what you do. You just keep going, and I'm going to rewatch this and take everything in. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, we can get a lot of information doing things this way. And I also want to say, I do have a Discord, which is worth jumping on to. All the links, I'll put them in the description after the video. But we do a lot of, there's a lot of information on the Discord. Don't forget to hit the bell if you would like to keep up with the think tanks, because this is basically how they go. It's always nice and smooth. I mean, I make my boo-boos, but it's always like nice and smooth in the chat. Everybody's got great ideas, and absolutely. So yeah, I'm on Twitter. I've got 3 Facebook pages. I just did one up for this case. So they're all Franky Rose, and the new one is called, I think it's called, what is it called? Oh my. I'll send you guys this. That'll do it. And that's basically the Facebook to and strictly about this case. I bet whoever it was sat outside the house that night many times before. Oh, that's so creepy. I mean, you could very well, that's so creepy though. Oh my God. And it's probably factual. Were the kids on break when this happened? Not yet. They left just a little bit early. Spring break was what, a day or two ahead, or spring break. Fall break was just coming up to Thanksgiving, and most of the kids were, and even some of the professors, they were out of there. And could have happened without anyone really being the wiser, right? It does. It's got the reputation of a party house. I don't know if that has always been, but if they've got 6 bedrooms in a house just off of a university, yeah. Sweet little kids. Yeah. I don't think a single one of them, if you look at like just the different pictures of them and videos of them, they're awesome. They all seem to get along really well. They all seem to have great sense of humor. And it seems like everybody really enjoyed them. Yeah, so curious if he was drunk or drinking. Well, let's hope that that bar did give the cops footage, because if so, they'll be bang on. Is he the one in Holiday? That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying, that, okay, or allegedly, so I don't get my little butt sued. So allegedly he went to the bar. He got kicked out of the bar. So then he went to the grub truck and kind of hung. I don't have anything here right now. And he hung around the grub truck with the girls. They left and he bolted in another direction. So what they're trying to say is, when the girls went home, he jumped in his vehicle and drove 5.5 hours to his parents' cottage somewhere. That's his alibi. And it sounds like his parents are saying, oh yeah, that's what he did, is he went to the bar and then drove here for 5.5 hours, or there. I don't know, because it's a family cabin, if that means the family home or if it's a cabin that they specifically have. And then they're saying, like, I haven't seen it in writing, this is speculation that's going around again. They're saying that, yes, one of the adopted kids from this family has supposedly come from Kenya. So they are saying that he and his family got on a plane. No, he and his family got on a plane and went to Kenya. I can't be for sure if it was. I can probably find out for the next one, but I do believe he was. Yeah. Absolutely. And like I say, any information I share. If you guys have your own station, your own channel, just write me up in the, like, give me credit for the video and use anything you want. Absolutely anything. I'm not going to strike you. I'm not going to anything. This is all about information sharing. It's not about information hogging. So anything that's out there, Discord, my YouTube, you are more than welcome to. Facebook, Twitter. If there's something that I have out there, feel free to use it. If it's something that's like, say something like this, just say where you got it from and give her. Oh. Sorry about that. She was barking at the deer. Yeah, Jazzy's got thoughts. Oh, thank you for that as well. Thanks, Mexi. I want Discord, but my phone won't be smart enough. Really? Do they have to be like smartphones or something? I have no idea how that works. See you later, Shauna. We are just finishing up here. I'm going to start doing some more digging. And thank you very much, everybody, for being here with me. I appreciate you very much. Very, very much. Hey, anytime, Kezi, anytime. Like I say, jump over to Discord if you want. Don't even hesitate. We both Mexi and I are on there, and we chit chat about the cases, get some more ideas, share information. Feel free to jump on over. So great, yes, Kezi, great thoughts, right, Mexi? Okay, what are you doing? There's nothing up here for you. So on that note, I should probably let them out. So guys, again, thank you. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate everything that you have put as far as input. You're all great in the chat. I'm really enjoying every single one of you guys. Like, great information, great people. So for now, I'm going to say bye-bye, and I'll see you in the next one.